Hey, what's up, guys? So today I did a number of trades, total of $262, of which 75.50 was commission, 59 tickets. So in no particular order, I started with let's say BILI. So it's not chronological. I'm just going down the list. BILI, I saw that it popped up. I missed this run up here, this opening range breakup at 9:40, but at around 10 a.m. Eastern time, I went short. I saw that it was getting it hit a high and it was coming down. On the daily level, it popped up. It was near the high of the range. There's this gap that it may want to fill. So, and then if you look at the 15-minute, it formed the new 15-minute low right at this point when I went short. On the 5-minute, this is how it looks like. On the 1 minute, it just about to drop below this EMA. There's a good level of support here. You see, and that's why I sort of covered down to the support. But overall, the stock was bearish, so I went short 500 shares. As it dropped, I covered, so $32 off of that. DHR, I did a few plays on it. So overall, DHR, it gapped up. This huge gap here, 15-minute. As you can see, it also, so this is sort of the it popped up, but then at this level it sort of held this level. Once it dropped below that, I went short, and it wasn't exact because on the 5-minute, this is how it looks like. So it sort of had some resistance here at this level. So 5, 10, 15, 20 minute, it was staying there. Once they form a new 5-minute low, I went short, and this is how it looks like on here. I went short and then I covered. I think I made another short, but I covered really quickly. That was a loser, so I stopped myself out. It may be more apparent on the 1 minute. So these may seem pretty insignificant, but they are like 30-40 cent drop from like 122 all the way down to like 120 or something like that. It's 500 shares each time. And notice how it bounced off of this EMA. It helped us really well. If you look at the 15-minute, that's also where it bounced off, is the EMA around this level. So I was very cautious about playing this stock. 1 minute, this is how it looks like. So I went short and then I covered on the way up, and then I shorted again. I did lose a slight amount of money on the bounce. So here I went short again. Didn't really work out for me. Or did it? Let's see here. Yeah, I don't think that worked out too well, actually. I think I covered. But then later on, I added. So when I saw that it broke this level, I went short again. I kind of held through this pullback because it didn't really break through the previous level, so it was still kind of short. If this pullback went above the previous level, I would have covered. So I went short again, 500 shares, and then I covered. I sort of held through this. So 122. So this is kind of scary. So that was like a 30 cent. So basically, it was the profit that I made here was what I was risking. But then it dropped, so I start to cover it. So that was DHR. HUYA. I think I lost money on this one. Yeah, $18. So I went short, and then I covered some, and then I covered the rest at break even. And actually, let me start by the daily chart. So daily chart, daily level, it popped up near the high of the range. So I kind of went short on that. When I looked at the 15-minute, I saw that it was very bearish. So on the way down, I went short. 5-minute chart, short, it popped up. I covered really quickly. Actually, I think I covered a couple shares here, and then I covered the rest here. So I lost a slight amount. I think like $8 or whatever here. And then I basically repeated the same thing. I went short, it dropped, I covered, and then I saw it popped above this, and then I got out really quickly. Avoided this huge pullback from 25.50. So that's 50-cent pullback. That would have been horrible. So I got out really quickly. So I only lost $18 on that. JD, I went short. Reason is, again, it gapped up near the high of the range of the gap, formed a new 15-minute low, 5-minute here. So it popped up, and then on the way down, I went short. It dropped. I covered some, and then when it popped back up, I got out at break even. But I did hold like 1,000 shares here. Did the same thing, went short, but it didn't really do anything, so I got out. Same thing, I repeated, went short, popped up, got out. So I kind of gave back my profit from here in these two losers. ROKU, I went short thinking that it would go down. So ROKU daily chart, it's not really, didn't really gap up too much. So I think that's one of the mistakes I did for trying to short it. 15-minute, I thought I was going to make a 15-minute low, so I went short. I think I took 1,000 shares here. It popped up, so I took quite a big loss. It's like $100-something dollar loss. Kind of make it back here when I shorted the stock. I saw that it was losing momentum, and then on the 1 minute at that point. So the 1 minute at that point was it lost this level here. I was expecting when I make a short here, I expected this to cross, to drop back to previous day close. It didn't do that, so there was this pullback. I only took 500 shares, so this is a 20-cent, so it's about $100 loss at this point. I was watching it to see if it would break. So this is definitely, if it breaks this, that would be bad. But it kind of held this level, so on the way back down, I added to my position 1,000 shares. It dropped, and I covered it off. It did this pullback here. And I didn't expect it to, because the whole time it was pretty weak. And if you look at this, right, a huge run up, so I was expecting a drop. So when it did this pullback here, I actually went short again, 500 shares, and then it just ran up on me. But, so 64.75, so it's about a 20-cent run up. So again, it's like $100. Negative $100 here at this point. And then I saw that it sort of hit this level and it didn't really break it. So it didn't really break the 65 level. High of the day was 65.21. But if you look at the 15-minute, it sort of formed this type of top. It never broke through this top. It got stopped at the 65 level. So this is sort of how it looked like on the 1 minute. Flat top. Every time it dropped, it did get some buying pressure, but then by the second minute of holding this stock, and it dropped again, it got bought up, but it was basically oscillating around the 65 mark. So basically what I did was I added to my position. So this is a pretty big, so I already have 1,000 shares here, added to it. So this is 2,000 shares. And I basically told myself if it pops above 65, I would have gotten out, because chances are it's probably going to run up and go for a high of the day. But it did not. It dropped, and so I covered on the way down. Yeah, so this is where, in a way, the small position saved me, because if I were holding 1,000 shares, if I was holding, is it 1,000 shares? I think it was like 500 and added 500, 500. Yeah, so it's 500 shares here. The small position kind of helped me because I was able to hold through this pullback. And my rationale here is this is a high, lower high, lower high. So that's why I was thinking that this is going to drop. And I didn't really I was kind of nervous, but not extremely nervous at this point, because I had some profit. If it popped above this, I would be minus 100, $200, maybe $300. I don't know. If it popped, depends on how high above 65 it was going to get for the day, and then I would have just called it a quit, because it's my max loss, But It didn't do that. It went the way I thought it was going to go. And the other reason too, I think, let's see, is it apparent on the 1 minute? It's not as apparent in the 1 minute. At some point during the 1 minute here, let's see. Yeah. So basically, there was a lot of indicators that said that this was trending down. I was confident that it was going to go down, but would have been better if I stopped out. Maybe. If I should have stopped out here at this this SMA and then went back in later. So, in retrospect, maybe I should have stopped out here with 500 shares. That would probably be the more prudent thing to do, actually. But otherwise, this wasn't a horrible trade because there was a plan. That's the most important thing, I think, in my opinion, is when you enter a position and you are making that quick decision. If it doesn't go your way and you're making a quick decision of, okay, what am I going to do? You just need to have a plan of, okay, when am I really going to make that hard stop? And also, when am I going to double down on my position, thinking and knowing that it will go the way you wanted it to go. So overall, I'll give myself maybe a B minus B for today. I did take a lot of trades, which I don't like, but I did get myself out with minimal loss on a lot of them. It wasn't a good day. It wasn't easy by any means. I struggled a bit, but I was able to grind out the profit. But anyway, so that's it for today.